Hey, come on. Come on. What? Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Hey. Let's chit chat, this is the show now. Come on. Bad black mama's gonna let you know now. Hey. Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Come on. Let's chit chat, let's chit chat, hey. Let's chit chat, sis. Hey, what's up? Let's chit chat, let's chit chat, let's chit chat, sis. Hey.
Before we get started with our hot topic, just a little icebreaker that is going to lead into the topic we're talking about tonight. 50 Cent. Now, y'all know 50 Cent is very controversial to everybody, but he has a beautiful young girl. Um, Jay, are you familiar with his new girlfriend?
You know, I'm looking it up right now. I didn't know that.
Is
I
she
didn't know.
25?
I didn't know.
Let
She
me
must
know
be
I didn't, you know,
25.
I mean, I mean, the beautiful part, I would be
Yes.
shocked if they weren't beautiful.
She's
I
gorgeous.
didn't know how young she was.
She's young. She's gorgeous. So
Okay,
this
okay.
week, his
Oh,
old
wow,
his his,
wow.
his old girlfriend,
Mhm.
the one that we're probably more familiar with, Vivica Fox. She was on a talk show, and she came out and she told everybody. She said this plenty of times, and I give her a lot of credit for saying it. That that she has this, I guess, this unconditional love for 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That
she,
Right,
yes, she do.
right,
Yes, she
right,
do.
have for
She
him.
do.
You know what
right,
I mean?
right.
And
He heard her.
that's cool. Sometimes you just have it, you may not be in love with a person, but she just loves him.
Oh, he
Just
heard her.
loves him. You know what I
She
mean?
loved him. She did.
Yeah. And they
Right.
went through the ups and downs. You know that. It was
Right.
like 50 can get real dirty. You know what I mean? But if you can come back from that and still be cool with somebody and still say you love them, that's something to cherish.
Yeah, that's strong.
Because
For
something in
Vivica,
the back
Absolutely.
yeah, something in the back end we know they made a reckoning on, and they're in a good space. Fast forward to today, he has a younger lady in his life. Okay, when Vivica said this, she came out and apparently she didn't like it, and she came out on Twitter and she kind of threw jabs at Vivica, basically at Vivica's age. And
Vivica's the new girlfriend is 25. I just looked up.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
one.
yeah,
25 years
right?
old.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
20
yeah.
years younger than which 20 years is not really. I think maybe because she's only 25, and it's 20 years maybe because he's 45, but that's a normal gap between a lot of older men and younger women.
that's
Right.
what
20
I
years.
say.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's yeah.
all
That's not
not
that
my
that's
daughter.
not that
That's all
far
not
fetched.
my damn daughter. But okay, yeah,
I'm just saying, you know,
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
20
It is.
years, but it's 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, when you
That's
think
that's
about
But
that's
she's
that's
25 and he's
it.
45. Would it
Right.
be as a big of a discussion if he was 65 and she was 45?
I mean,
You see what I'm saying?
I
Or
mean,
75,
No.
55?
It wouldn't be.
Nah,
no,
nah. It's
no.
just that she's 25.
Yes, it's not really
I,
enough.
I don't
Right.
even think it was the problem of what they, because everybody knows that he's with her. Okay,
Right,
um,
right,
Right.
so the biggest thing is how she came at Vivica. Okay,
right.
she started
She's
talking about Vivica,
like,
basically saying that Vivica came out and that was her menopause that was causing her to have these
Yeah.
that was
love
a young girl thing.
on it.
That's a 25-year-old conversation.
That's a young thing. She
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
not
So
old
But
enough.
little does she know how dumb she sounds because she better hope she can get to an age
Well, she
where
will.
she
She
have
will.
to deal
She
with that.
will when she think about it a little bit.
that's what I was going to ask you, because guess what? Vivica Fox never said anything.
Right.
She
That's how you
sat
do it, though.
classy
She's
and said
seasoned.
nothing.
Right. Keep it
By the
classy. Keep it
week
classy.
Keep it
ended,
classy.
she was apologizing that
Right.
he had came at her like that,
Right.
because everybody swooped down on her and was saying all these terrible things about her, and then called her out on her age, said she was immature, so and so, because all of that was unnecessary.
Yep. Yes, sir.
um, so you guys, how do you feel about that? Because that's our topic tonight: young women versus the seasoned women.
And that's the difference between a young woman and a seasoned woman. It's just
Right.
exactly that. That young woman wasn't seasoned enough to understand what the seasoned woman was telling her. You know,
That's my feeling, because I felt like um saying that she had no reason to feel threatened by Vivica. You know what I mean? She's laying up with 50, and
right.
Yeah.
what's the problem? That was how she said it was like almost like a term of endearment. It wasn't that, yo, I want to get your man and whatever like that. It was just
Right.
she saying
That's the
she
man.
loved 50.
Yeah.
I mean,
But the
admiration.
young but the young girl is snapping all the time right now. Anyway, at all these chicks, every time she walked down the street with them. So that's her mindset,
Yeah,
She's like, my man, my man, my man. So it's just
Right.
that's just how
Which is
every day for her right
which
now.
is her own insecurity. That's her
Exactly.
problem.
Right. But
Because
she got to try to keep them.
Vivica Fox, see, Vivica Fox is what you call a grown woman.
Right.
Oh.
She's a
Exactly.
grown woman. She's mature. She's classy. She's successful. Didn't nobody give her nothing.
No, she
You know,
earned it. She earned it.
She didn't have to, and I'm not knocking any path you have to
Right.
get to follow your dreams, whatever that may be. But
that's
we
your
all
dream.
know, we saw, for most of us that saw her throughout her career, saw her rise up through, her acting career and getting more, popular in her roles. And then when she got with cats, she was getting with dudes. It was never no sloppy mess,
Right.
with Vivica Fox. She always kept it classic. It didn't work out or whatever, but, she's always had my respect and always will. So the way she handled this, to me, it doesn't surprise me at all. And it's unfortunate this day and age now to clap back and all of this stuff here with this
Exactly, Jay.
entitled generation. It's just out of control now. These young pretty girls out here, sometimes it just feel like they gotta just be snapping back and just going crazy for nothing. And I'm like, come on, where's your classic?
And Vivica's smart enough to know she ain't had to say nothing because you're gonna put your own foot in your own mouth.
Right. She did. Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, especially not in the public. Like, if there was really a time that you needed to address this in some kind of way, you would make sure that your public persona and your brand, is you maintaining that. You know what I mean?
She just put a chink in her armor with that move, Because
Exactly.
now 50 looking at her a little sideways.
Yeah.
The thing is, when Vivica started messing with 50, I was like, stop playing. Because I thought she was so much more classier than that, But then I said, "Oh, this is real." And then he jerked her, And then I was like, "Wow!" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, she hurt." And I was like, "She's too classy to be hurt," but she was hurt, so she did put into him some time.
Yeah,
and they weren't together 5 years. They weren't together like that, But she put in time. That time they were together, she put some serious. She loved that man.
Yeah, she loved 50, and you have to respect that. You have to respect the journey that they went through, and it's no reason to feel insecure or jealous, because if you're saying that, this is me just saying that, you're already saying what your relationship is in jeopardy, and you're jealous of, and you're not secure in your own relationship. Because I don't need to go biting that another babe because you come shouting out at my man that you loved him or something like that. He right here with me. What's the problem? You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe that's why she got a problem. Maybe he ain't over there.
But we tell you talking about 50. He probably somewhere out there trying to get some money from somebody. Now we know
he a businessman first.
Feelings for
exactly. You better worry about that. Do you owe him money? That's the problem. You
and he might. I'm sure he still got feelings for Vivica.
I think he still got some feelings for Vivica.
I think she moved him a different way too. He saw that he was dealing with a grown woman there, not one of them little chicks that he's dealing with now.
And you know what? I don't say it's with everybody, but I can hear him now saying that's not how Vivica rolled. Act like a lady.
Exactly. I'm gonna have to go with you on that, Celeste.
Right. Exactly.
I can see it now. That's why I said
he wasn't as mature as he is now. Then he wasn't as vested as he is now. He looks back and you see it like you look over through the course of your life and you realize, oh wow, during that season I didn't handle things too well at that time. I was being immature, and so you realize, okay, yeah, man, that was my bag. However, you maintain the utmost respect. See, people don't always fall out of love. They fall out of trust, intimacy, and respect a lot of times.
But he
the love
respected
still
her.
remains dormant. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the love still remains dormant. But you fell out of intimacy, you fell out of respect, and you fell out of trust.
But he never said nothing sideways about Vivica.
Exactly.
So he did do respect her. So like I said, he looking at that girl now. He looking at her. He saw how Vivica was approaching the situation, and he saw how that girl reacted. He's like, okay, let's see how many months she gonna last. So we're gonna see. We're gonna watch. Keep out.
It's a reflection on him. At the end of the day,
I know that's
right.
It's a reflection on him.
Yeah, because everybody coming back at her. That shows just how they respect Vivica. It's like, so he has to see that.
Absolutely.
And like you said, that's his brand. Now she messing with his brand, and you ain't messing with
exactly.
What? His livelihood? Yo, mess with his life. She be gone next week.
I promise you, she has got some termination papers already drawn up. You know, he's already getting an exit plan together for her.
How about this? How about this? How about that's
I
why
promise you that. That's soon.
maybe that's why she's so insecure. Maybe she already has some exit plan. Some
No,
Exactly.
she got competition.
some
That's
exit.
why she insecure.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many women would just walk right up beside her, and if he said, "Come with me," and go and tell her to go, they would go with him, and that would just be it, and she'd be done. She'd be the next one in his, and that's what happens. That's what happened to Vivica. He couldn't stop what he was doing as he'd been doing, as he's gonna do. So when the last time 50 been married?
He ain't tired yet.
Right. So that young girl just.
I don't think 50 ever has been married,
Yeah.
and
So
that's probably something that he has he's just not ready for, and 50 is just not probably ready to emotionally attach to a woman. I think he has probably the closest he has been is probably to Vivica, because like I said, they had that big falling out. It was so public.
yeah.
So this leads us into our topic, okay? This is our topic. Younger women compared to the seasoned woman, okay? And again, we have Jay and we have Fitz on here. And this is the male perspective. And you guys probably are totally different in mindset, but let's start talking about the younger woman first, okay? Because they bring a lot to the table. You know what I mean? They do. They have, and I have, my daughter is young, Celeste got younger daughter. They have fresh ideas, you know what I mean? They are more willful, you know what I mean? And that's not always a bad thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're more resilient.
Experimented.
Yeah, they like and sexual. They're sexually free. You know what I mean? They don't feel like they have to be. They don't hold back. You see what I'm saying? And that's not always a bad thing compared to women that's more seasoned, more reserved. You know what I mean? So let's talk about the younger women. So I don't want to be the one to take the stage or the.
Well, I tell you what. When we started this conversation today, if we would have started it like 4 years ago, it would have been a whole different conversation. Because today, these young girls have changed, and they are hunting older men because they're tired of these young guys just doing what they're doing to them. And it's so many women per men that it's just a mess. I mean, even the lesbians are running so many women towards. I mean, everybody sees so many women out there that these youngers ain't trying to settle down. They just trying to go here, 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 and these young girls done caught on to that, and all they're getting is nothing from them. So they're out here getting them a sugar daddy, and the sugar daddy giving them what they want.
Yeah.
So the whole conversation has changed on how people think of a younger woman now.
So get down, Fitz. When we say, and let's be transparent, when we say what we think about a younger woman, because they're getting sugar daddies,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about what a sugar daddy is doing for these young girls, because
but let me just say
everything that young
let me just say this though. There are a lot of young ladies that are also looking for older guys because of the stability and maturity.
That's what I was trying to say, Jay.
That's the other thing too.
That's exactly
right. Yeah, there is a sugar daddy. That there's the girls out there that are looking for the sugar daddy.
Old man
but then there's some young women that are actually coming up now that are saying, hey, some of these older guys now are more stable.
That's my point, Jay.
Mature, right?
That's my point.
They're not playing as many games. And see, the unfortunate thing too with this generation here is, y'all, let's just be real. We've lost some of our family values. So what ends up happening is, so many young people now like infidelity and have multiple people, and like when we did the episode on the truffle, kind of thing where, this younger generation is almost crazy. Like, like you said, they're more sexual.
They don't care.
And right. And having more open and speaking your mind, but don't have an unbridled tongue and be undisciplined.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's all of them. However, the young ladies that are mature are looking for older guys that are mature, because, I mean, what do they say all the time? Like, y'all mature faster than we do, right? So, it's unfortunate. The reality is sometimes we are at the same intellect with some women that are, 15 years younger than us, because they are mature for their age.
Wow.
You know,
but the
I'm
competition.
real. Some of them
Okay.
are,
All
you
right.
know.
So Fitz. So
Mhm.
Fitz, you made a point, and Jay, you hit on a valid point, and I think that because I think about my kids, and my son and daughter was apple and oranges when they were younger. You know what I mean? Maturity of a girl, experience of a boy. Okay. But let's think about the the world we live in now with
Okay.
women, and we not talk about okay this the maturity. We talking about what happens in the real world here. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because like when I say they're sexually free, they are more independent but dependent. You understand where I say independent but dependent? You know, because some of them are still and I know mine. They haven't left the nest. You know what I mean? But they still um they don't take a lot of guidance. You know what I mean? They're just free flowing around, and um but they have hard objectives on what they want out of life. You know what I mean? They're not really in a place where they will be flexible, you know. So when they see someone, you know, because back in the day, let's think about back in the day when a young girl used to get with an older man, the first thing we used to say is, oh, that older man just want her because he want to control her.
And that's your point. The older man was after her.
Right. The
Right.
time changed on
Right. Right.
Right.
That's not the
No,
stigma
right.
anymore. That's probably a taboo now because
That's right.
when,
That's right.
when a young girl want that seasoned man, she got something for his ass. Okay,
Right.
and maybe he gonna run the other way.
The
You
sleeping
know what I mean?
pill.
He's probably better get some Viagra and run his
The
ass
sleeping
the other
pill.
way
God, that's
because she gonna hustle his ass down. So
yeah.
she's gonna tell him no, and you're not gonna keep her stagnated anywhere. So this is the young girl that you know we see now. You see what I'm saying? So Fitz, back
Mhm.
to you, and then Celeste, we're gonna get to you, and then we can move on to the seasoned woman because I feel like damn, when
Okay.
we get to the seasoned woman,
Okay.
we have to take a damn nap.
Well, he's not going to be stagnant anyway because he used to look for her, and now she's looking for him, and he's hoping that she leaves because he wanted her to leave when he was looking for her. You see, now she's looking for him. He's like, look, he's like, I hope she leave, you know. And it's serious. Now the thing is, the seasoned woman
Mm-hmm.
put her time in, and she's a seasoned woman, and you know sometimes they got to think, and then they come
Don't
back
move
and
to
say,
the
okay,
seasoned woman.
now
Go stay on the
hold on.
young. Stay on the
I
young.
am, but I'm just saying, you know, this is how it's messed up is that, you know, the seasoned woman was like, okay, I could just take a couple of days off, maybe a year off, and then I'll come back and I'll find that middle-aged man and we'll settle down and then we'll go ahead and get married. But it's not like that anymore because them little young girls that moved up and they like, we're not gonna give y'all a chance. Anything loose, they grab it. You know, so now you got this guy, Kevin Samuels, talking the same nonsense. I know I was throwing up this one on that fool. But I'm like, you know, he's like a pimp of some sort. And I'm like, he makes no sense. But he's talking about these women who are young,
Mm-hmm.
trying to find a man
Mm-hmm.
who makes a certain amount of money, you
Right.
know. And I'm like, dude, this is, I mean, it's well, okay,
Well,
the younger woman.
I think he's a whole different subject because
Okay, okay.
he's a whole different subject.
Yeah, we could have a whole show on him.
Oh, him, right. And another guy too. But this is okay,
He's
so
a
okay.
different subject, and he's I think that the people that listen to him,
Okay.
they're in a whole different bucket of.
All right. Well, let me give you the right answer then for this young woman thing. Here we
But
go.
go ahead.
All right.
So when
Now,
you think of young women, Fitz, and I'm gonna put this question out to you because you have a upcoming young daughter. You know what I
oh
mean?
my gosh.
And your daughter is in college and things like that, and you just same as I have a young daughter. You know what I mean?
Right.
You see the paradigm shift of
Right.
from when you were probably dating your wife. You know what I mean?
Right.
And seeing how they don't have the mindset that
No, they don't.
so you know this is what I want to get out. What do you guys see differently in
Okay.
that young woman before we move to the
Well,
student woman?
here we go. Here we go. The young woman is exciting this dude. You like you said, her mind's not there. So you could, you know, it's just a new feeling, you know, and she'll do more things with you than that older woman who has been through there a couple times. And she's like, well, hell no, I ain't rubbing your back. You know, I ain't popping that pillow. You know, the little things that matter. You know what I mean? I can't get that spot. young, the old woman like, no, I ain't doing that. Young woman, come here, baby, and bam, you sleep. You know what I mean? She rub me back to
So
sleep.
are you saying that the young woman is just willing to be more sexually adventurous with you than the more seasoned women?
Yeah, it's new, because the seasoned woman like, I can't, don't do that. I'm not flexible.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just like, that's the difference between that younger woman, that man is like, man, I'm born again. I mean, I'm still got it. Who told me I ain't got it? It might cost him $100, for that pill, but he still got it. You feel young again. And that's it. The older lady be like, not tonight. I'm sleeping. I got a headache. He done paid for that $100 pill. Whole different experience.
Getting confused, like Celeste, because that you know what? That was honest. That was
I guess that's true. I mean,
so anybody listening out here, taking heed, because
the little things.
Don't complain when you say that your man is on social media looking at the young chick and you wondering what's the missing. I'm not saying compete with her, but you may want to know what because I had a conversation with a dear friend of mine, and he brought it to my attention that sometimes you have to and look, I'm the rah for my sisters all the time, but sometimes you gotta listen to what that man is saying, because if you miss out on what they saying to you, then you can't complain why you don't have them. You know what I mean? Because it's a 50-50 split here. You know what I mean? We all here to satisfy each other. So go ahead, Celeste. You know what you say?
Well, no, I was listening to Fitz, and I was thinking to myself, that's really weird, because I've never been a man dating a younger woman, but as a woman dating younger men, I looked at it a little differently. Mm-hmm. They were more adventurous, yes, and maybe more sexual, but they had more drive. The older, more seasoned person is usually already arrived to where they want to be, right? Mm-hmm. They've already got the career, they already, was a millionaire once, or it's just different. And
absolutely.
And I hear that a lot. I hear the men say, I just want to relax. I did, I had my business and I hustled or whatever I did, and now I'm just chilling. Mm-hmm. These younger women is,
you ain't got to work that hard. They be like, you gonna spend that money?
Right.
You paying the mortgage and whatnot.
Well, sometimes the younger women gonna hustle for you. You ain't got to do the hustle.
No, I'm saying you paying at home, you paying the mortgage and everything, and you're trying to do the right thing, and your wife is like, I got a headache or whatever, and that you can take that same little $100, half of that, not even that much.
We all don't have a headache.
I know, right? I mean, so your leg hurt. Okay.
But I see the older man and the older woman saying things like, they have this drive that I don't have anymore.
Right.
So I need to pair myself with somebody who still got that little grunt. Because I
don't see this right. So this is what I was about to say, is the gas in the tank. See, because you can't be running out of gas just because you're getting up in the ages, and now I'm tired, or I don't feel like it, or
everything you guys.
Do some push-ups.
Lord.
So that's the
Lord, today just been rough. I'm saying,
that same attitude with
quality of life and the attitude and the energy that the young women. Hold on, let me just say this: the young women that are bringing to the table with the enthusiasm, the energy, the willingness, the initiative, and also like the stamina. Okay, I'm bringing the stamina. You know what I mean? Youth. So yeah, it is true in that aspect that there are a lot of young ladies that are willing to say, yeah, I'm gonna rub your back, I'm gonna rub your feet for you, I'm gonna make you feel real good. Come on, let's do this for you. I got you. And I'm cooking, yes, and then what, sex 5 times a day? Let's do it all day, every day. What else you want? I'm gonna bring you back some Levi's and Jordans. I'll be right back.
That's right.
So I'm saying that, and it's not just materialistically, but it is, in all aspects, there are a lot of yes. That's what I'm saying.
Attitude. Everything they do, that same attitude.
Where now, on the other hand, we're gonna get to seasoned women, but I'm just saying that's not all. I'm not saying that's all across the board.
No, that's right. You're right.
But there is a percentage there that
we'll do that
of young ladies that are. Hey,
some
I
young
get
women are just like paying. You be like, no, girlfriend. Let me call you to toss that trash.
Right. And they're not insecure, and they're composed, and they're mature. And they ain't out here tripping. You know what I mean? So,
They
that
they
is a
they
percentage of
evolving. Ththese young
right,
girls evolving, man, and they talk.
right,
So like I
right.
said, they're hunting your older men now. So like I was riding down the street and I was dirty, and I mean I was just finished working in the yards, and I'm riding down the street, and and I'm looking, young girls smile at me, and I'm like, she can't be looking at me, and I'm looking across the street to see what she's looking at. And I was like, she can't be. She's like, oh, that's money. She saw
Salt
money.
and
She ain't see
pepper,
no
boy.
dirt.
Salt and
What?
pepper. You
What?
killing them,
She's
salt
like,
and pepper.
she probably just called some young dude and said, "Can you?" And he said no. And she was probably like, if I can get him turned around, I'll ride his dusty butt.
No, she was saying this
Right.
man got a job and he worked
You know what I
hard.
mean? That's right. He looked
You
tired.
got
He
some
like he needs back
benefits. You got
rubbed.
some benefits.
Look like he needs back rubbed. Some simple pop.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but that
so,
seriously.
so the younger woman, okay, and they have
Kinda.
a lot of plus points,
Oh yeah.
and
Mhm.
but I didn't hear anyone say anything that they needed to work on.
Well, because it's different now. I mean, like like I said, if it was 4 or 5 years ago, before all this happened, they would have had to work on their attitude because they would have been out there for a different reason.
Uh-huh.
They right now they got a game going on. I swear it's a game. They're looking for older men. They're looking for older men like Russian women looking for Americans to get over here or whoever. That's how it is. These young girls have figured this out. They was like, forget these young guys. We're getting nothing from them, but something that we try to sleep with them one time a week. Give me an old man. I sleep with him half a time a week. They get the same thing.
Okay,
And he probably gonna love me because he gonna treat me like a princess.
And he got some of that stuff out of his system.
He feel
Well,
like he
Kim,
can
let
dominate
me,
you.
Kim, I'm gonna give you an answer to your question.
Go ahead.
The just clapping back and just snapping off in public or anywhere like any little thing that piss you off, you snapping all out here,
Right.
I mean, just cute as a button, pretty as hell, and you just all of a sudden just
Ugly.
lose all your composure.
Ugly.
So for those young ladies, hey, if it don't apply, let it fly.
Right.
Because I got nothing but love and respect for you, but I know my eyes don't lie.
That's
My
right.
ears can hear when I've seen it, in Walmart or Applebee's or different places that, over the little smallest things.
50 Cent
So,
girlfriend.
if you got to ask you, what is that?
50
Hey.
Cent girlfriend.
Hey.
Exactly right.
Hey.
Like it's like it's that kind of thing.
okay,
Calm down, man. Like y'all calm down with all that.
Mhm.
okay.
Just that's the part for me. But
Right.
listen, I got a lot of respect for these young ladies out here, and I
Exactly.
appreciate every now and then one of them blowing their horn at me.
And this ain't just a girl on the corner or whatever, walking. I'm talking about these college girls and stuff. They tired of the nonsense. They want they want love. They want somebody to hug them sometimes. And we,
Right.
the young guy hung up one night and then they were like, tell them that same lie. They get an older guy, you hug him every night. They come over.
Because that's all he gonna do is hug him.
That's right.
Okay.
They like that though. Sometimes they just
Yeah,
want to
no, that's true. That's true.
Not
And
that I would know.
also the older man sometimes tends to motivate, and
Yeah.
his wisdom, he
Right.
benefit from it. So it's a
A
lot
different
of
That's
kind
what
of
I'm saying.
pimping. Yep. A different
They
pimping.
got it together. I mean,
Yep.
just being
That
real.
father,
A lot of times
that
they're
father
looking up to them, because they're like, hey, they got it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I can learn something from him.
Yep.
or that
You
father
know,
figure that they didn't have, or maybe they
They
wanted
be sick and
more.
tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
but see,
You
damn,
know,
that's just showing too much age disparity. I don't want to be looked at like no father figure.
for
Oh,
real.
that's
But
what it
Hey,
is.
I
Okay.
mean, that's why I cut.
Make a good
Yeah,
point. So
but I know what you're saying. But that's for me. That's why I cut off age.
right.
Is I will not date anybody that's my daughter's age group.
You so lucky.
I just can't. I can't.
You so lucky.
okay,
Because
so
that's just
You
like
can say that.
that's
I
why
can't use
I look at her like a daughter. Like that's
right.
what I mean right now.
I'm glad
That's
you do, because I think that's starting to be. I don't know. I think it can cause conflict. You know what I mean? It
Does.
bring,
yeah.
bring,
Yeah.
bring
Yeah.
your
That's
It would do.
like
Yeah. You got to got some kind of morals.
We had a
yeah.
rule.
Yeah.
Unless you ate. If I make it to 9, they ain't gonna have no morals. Y'all can forget about it.
Well,
Right?
that's I was gonna say. I ain't at that right.
I'm
Right.
trying to prove a point. I'm with that 23-year-old, and I'm trying to prove a point.
When I started dating my kids, we had a rule. My children are in different age groups, and my son would say, "I'm in my 30s, Ma. You can't date anybody in the 30s." I was
Gotta
like,
fight
okay.
me.
Right.
and nobody in the early 40s because I'm so
Okay,
yeah, respect.
yeah, because you got to find. I'd rather fight an old dude.
Or you don't want to be
Fight
dating
old
the
dude.
same person and
Right,
somebody's sister or somebody's.
right, right. You'd be like, what? I got to call you dad? Stop playing. Play my little
Exactly.
shit.
Exactly.
Okay, so
But
we,
I was just
we
joking.
covered the young girl. Celeste, did you have
Okay.
anything? Because I know we just barely touched on you. Did you have anything to close up for the younger woman?
No, I think I'm good with the younger ones. I think we've hit a lot of the topics on the young ladies rather.
Young ladies.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
let's
move
let's
on to
let's
the
get.
season.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Season woman.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because if I was young now, I would have it going on. I'm just gonna tell you right now.
Exactly. Girl, don't
I'm
stop. I'm
just
gonna
gonna tell you
find
right now.
Come
I'll
on,
give
come
you a little,
on,
when I
come on,
find it, I'll bring you a
Celeste.
little bit.
Ooh,
Go ahead.
I'd be
Well,
out of
y'all look,
control.
y'all.
Don't crack do it.
I'd be out of
Black
control.
don't talk.
Let me
That's
tell you,
right.
Dennis the other day,
Oh my gosh.
really, Jay.
That was me.
I was I was at the dentist the other day, and the little technician was like, "Oh, I don't care, even though I'm 52." And he was like, "I went back to my manager, and I told her that girl is 52." And I said, "She does not look like she was 52." He's like, "When you come back, I want to work on it." And I was like, "As long as you know what you're doing, I don't really care what you do. As long as you know what you're doing, I really
Right.
don't care."
And you know how she stayed looking like that? Because she
Make
cursed a
you
lot.
feel good though.
Here's my card. You call me so you can come back and see me. I said, okay, no problem. I was
Make
like,
How much? That's right.
Yeah.
Get him hurt.
and drilling in my damn brain. That's something
That's right. You're thinking different.
Yeah.
that don't have nothing
Put
to
a chip
do
in that Joe. Yeah,
Some love
walking in
potion.
circles.
Some love potion.
Have her walking in circles. Put a drill up in there.
But
Got a chip.
the seasoned woman, that's me and Celeste.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
doing it. You know,
Okay.
these are, and gosh, I wish Chauncey was here because I'm sure she would
Okay.
have her perspective.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think about a seasoned woman. Seasoned women are our fault, and I could tell you that it's our fault because sometimes we don't listen, and sometimes we don't get old. In the man's mind, sometimes stays young, and a seasoned woman is usually kind of tired, and she's usually a good woman.
Well,
You see what I'm saying? And you ain't got to worry about nothing. You
well,
come in the house, everything's there. All you gotta do is exist. You got your toothpaste, you got everything you need. But you still don't. You take it for granted, I guess, because you've been there for a while. So or else you meet one and she's set in her ways, and it's the same thing, and you're like, wow, this is exciting, but she's in a routine because that's what she do, and you need to respect that. But you come in there thinking that you want that excitement, and it's just not gonna happen because she can't do it again. But you need to respect that, but we don't, and we take it for granted, and then it turns into an argument, and then it gets crappy, and then they be like,
A seasoned woman, not a senior citizen.
I said a seasoned woman, a seasoned woman.
Season.
girls
I
that
said seasoned.
the women that they have
I'm just
to deal
saying,
with are
a seasoned
old
woman.
and raggedy because they
So what you're saying is, since they become unflexible,
Right.
they become
Sometimes
rigid.
they
Just
they
won't
know what they
move no
want.
more.
They know what they want.
that's the
They
ones
just lay there.
Well, they gonna give you more mouth.
That's a lie.
Then they give you more mouth. I mean, no, they just,
Won't
they're
stop
like,
talking.
I just can't keep on
That's
talking.
true. That's not true.
That sounds. We just look like we went from light to darkness. Like
No,
what?
no, I'm just joking.
Not
It ain't.
true.
I was just joking about that. You can teach an old dog.
No, this having
But
fun.
look,
So this
Just having fun. But look, the thing is, we got. So I'm just saying, we don't. We be like, hey, we tired, and you tired, So we want
Right.
you to understand us, and they be like, we
Right.
want you to understand us, and ain't nobody understanding nobody. So
You
you
know-
sit there, and then you see that young, and then there you go.
I'm
Like,
trying to wait for my turn, but y'all got me talking out of turn.
hey, go ahead.
Because the things that excite you when you're 20 are
Right.
not so exciting when you're 50.
Voila.
That little stuff, that flexing stuff that you
There
do
you go.
at 50 to another
Right.
50-year-old ain't gonna make me hot and horny.
That's like, go wash my car. Go wash my car.
So you gonna get 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But if you coming in like,
You wash my car. You wash my car.
you might get a whole round. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Amen.
You listen, you get from a woman what you give.
You're right.
Wow.
And sometimes you don't. And sometimes though,
Remember that.
y'all be giving some stuff.
Remember
Wow.
They give you this. They give you this.
But I think y'all give a little more for the younger woman because y'all feel like, oh, I got
Fountain of youth. Fountain of youth.
right? But when y'all get to that older woman, y'all give us that old lazy stuff, we give it back. We give it back.
Yep, you don't want to get up. You want to your side. You don't want to
Oh, JB.
leg up.
You be
Well,
like,
I'm saying,
Jay.
what
hey,
about
turn over. Don't turn over.
You hear
I want
Jay?
you to flip.
yeah.
Stand here. Come on.
Oh, that's right. Don't be snoring behind me.
So we only get 20 minutes less. That's
What I'm
it.
saying.
20 minutes.
11 minutes.
I don't know how many minutes. We can't talk about bologna sandwiches.
And that's prep time too.
Yo, check that out. No.
Yeah, exactly right. I ain't lying.
Yo,
So Jay,
So let's say you better do your push-ups.
let's start with each one, so everybody point to be heard.
Okay.
Okay. Your thoughts about the seasoned woman, okay?
Well, I mean, he's got a lot of valid points that fits. It hit the nail on the head in a lot of aspects. Sometimes when you get set in your ways, and now you got life and experiences and family and grandkids, and you got all this stuff that you are so involved in that the relation of the relationship, the relations is no longer no fire burning in that tank no more.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've been broke.
that's no longer a priority in some cases as time has gone on, and you done been through some things, and now you're like, look, this is how my safe space now. So I like you were saying, Celeste, I'm only gonna give out but so much unless I feel like I'm getting this level of replenishment of some degree, whatever that is for me.
You're smart.
Yeah. Now I will say this: there are some seasoned women though with a little different quality of life, though.
Yeah.
A little different perspective.
Explain.
They still got plenty of gas in the tank. They still swinging from the chandeliers. They gonna have your food ready as soon as you walk in and rub your feet.
Because they try one more time.
They're gonna make sure that you got everything you need, and you're gonna get some head in the car too when you on your way home from the movies or the concert. So it's some of them older women out here that still like, look, I'm gonna make sure I take care of my man now, and I still got gas in the tank. Now, when we were young, one of the things, like, the spontaneity of it all, the excitement of it all, we free rolling, we like, hey, we don't care, I don't care, let's go. A certain degree of that really should not ever leave as who you are genuine and authentically. It really should, if that's, who you really are, when you find love or somebody you are interested in. So,
absolutely.
That quality of life is, to me, that's why age really is quality of life is hard to find.
That's
numbers
right. That's right.
We gotta have a numbers because we got a birth date.
Right.
So it's got to be an age. But there's an older seasoned woman though that's still in her mind and in her heart 35 years old.
Right. That's what she feels.
30 years old, exactly. So she's still bringing it like that. Some of them even working out, staying fit. They making sure that their bodies are, in decent enough shape, and they still like, hey, I still got the sexy swagger. So they seasoned, they're older, but they still like, I got gas in the tank. You know what I'm saying? So you better bring it when you come and messing with me.
But
so there's two sides. You're right. They're definitely the ones that have been through some things and are stuck a little bit now. I'm like, yo, I ain't really got a lot of time for all this relationship stuff, but I want you here.
Right.
I ain't trying to be by myself. So go on and, get your man cave set up. Go on,
there you go.
Might have dinner, make sure the check is in their account.
There you go.
Make sure, all the cars got straight, got new tires. Don't let me have me riding around here. I need something done in my car.
Hey.
And every now and then, maybe twice a year, we might have some sex.
There you go.
Something like that.
Twice, at least twice.
It maybe if you're lucky. Maybe if you're lucky. Okay. Maybe if you're lucky.
I gotta work harder.
I'm just telling you. I've heard the conversations. I'm just saying. I've heard the,
So I got a question, Kim.
Sure.
Go ahead, Celeste.
So you find a younger woman, that has all the qualities that you need and require.
Right.
And you find a seasoned woman that also has the same qualities that you need and require. What is your choice?
Don't do that.
You married, and I know you might be in a relationship, but
Well,
Right.
I can answer that
I
question.
can answer that too.
Yeah.
what would your choice be?
I'm gonna do the younger woman all day.
I'm
Give
gonna
me the
have to.
longevity.
I'm gonna have to, because I know that older
Give me
woman
the
get tired of me faster.
Okay.
give me the longevity. I mean, you know,
Okay.
if you're telling me the younger woman is just as mature and just
Yeah.
as seasoned as the seasoned
That
woman,
50-50.
Now,
if I'm understanding your
You know
analogy,
you're gonna do it to us too.
that
Okay.
was the analogy. That's a
You,
fair
you know
question. Fair
they're gonna be
right?
doing
She
push-ups
got it
longer.
together. She's stable. Right?
So Fitz, let's
Yeah.
go on to you. So your thoughts about the seasoned woman and keep it into a couple minutes, okay?
Okay, the seasoned woman.
Mhm.
Um, I dealing with a seasoned woman is like you got to come in there knowing what the heck you got to walk on like shells. You know, you got to know what you're doing. You know,
Act like
they
you
expect
got
certain
a
things.
gas chamber. I mean, really.
I mean, they they expect you to do certain things, and sometimes you just tired old man. You know what I mean? So sir, sometimes you in your ways too. So you're not gonna change, and you're not gonna have nobody telling you to change. You know, you're like I'm grown and she grown. Now we all grown, but we all acting like a kid.
Okay.
So nobody gets anywhere. Because nobody's gonna give in. It's just a fight, and all you both need to do is just really just breathe
Okay.
and get through life and die together.
Oh.
It's really simple as that. You can just breathe and say, okay, I understand you, and okay, I understand you, and then move on. The sex thing is going to be what it is. You take it when you get it, and you just wake up in the morning and say, I woke up and had sex last night, and you be happy. But
So are
a
you?
season,
Let me ask you a question, Fitz. Are you saying that this is what you would hope that the seasoned woman would bring to you? That
some happiness,
some
some
happy.
some relaxation.
Okay,
Because
I'm glad that you're being transparent because I
they
think
set in their
a lot of
ways.
people
You don't know what
to hear honest.
you gonna get a puppy who you could train, or you gonna get a dog to be like, oh my God, you have to teach this old dog new tricks.
That's not a good analogy, but you go ahead.
I know, but I ain't saying that, but I'm just saying you can have
Yeah, I was like, okay, Fitz, damn,
yeah,
man.
but not like that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, you
I
can
don't
have
know if you can't come up with something else.
yeah, man.
You're going
But I'm just saying,
front door.
what you're gonna do, it could be whatever. Okay, you can buy a new car, you can buy an old car and fix it.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
okay.
Still bad.
No, look, Fitz,
Buy the old car, you have to fix it. You buy a new car, you got 5 years, man.
completely transparent, and from what I'm gathering from just what you're saying, what Jay is saying, preference is key. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
Preference is key. And what I hear is that when the young woman comes, she's coming with excitement. She's coming with the unknown thrill, and a lot of the things that somehow gets lost when it comes down to the seasoned woman that becomes a little bit complacent, and that's okay because guess what? Knowing is half of the battle. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I know that I'm seasoned. Celeste is seasoned. Celeste deals with a lot of seasoned people in her group, fiercely committed to me. And guess what? Women need to hear this. You know,
Hear this. That's right.
not one-sided. It's
Right.
not one-sided. Like I say, you can't cry foul and say, I want this man, I want this. And I think the relationship gotta go both ways. You know what I mean? Where can we meet in the middle? We all know that hey, we want to have a viable relationship, because do you know, and I'm gonna give you some facts now, okay? When you become in your menopause season, because we're gonna do an episode on it. You come in the menopause season, there's some actual bodily things that happen to women that cause sex to be very painful.
Right.
And a lot of times women don't even address it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they feel either ashamed, that they don't want to talk about it to their mate. You know what I mean? They want to still fulfill them in the same way they fulfilled them 20 years ago. So what's the best thing to do? I just don't want to have sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
see.
put up the
But
guard.
that's gonna be a problem if it's not
Girl.
communicated.
Ooh, girl.
It's gonna be a
Yeah,
problem.
Jay. Yeah, Jay.
It'll be a problem now if it's not
Yeah, Jay.
communicated.
Well, there it
giving
is.
you facts right
Plus,
now.
But right, you're right,
Right.
but she's telling the truth,
I'm
though. It's not
Right.
communicating.
Now, and I'm gonna just say this because you're right. Menopause can affect and will change without question.
Yeah, when
However, on the times when it goes away and things get back to normal, you better be swinging from that chandelier.
Jay,
You better be swinging from that
you
chandelier.
better come here. You better
Okay.
be dinner cook.
All right. So this is what I was saying. My point I was going to make.
You
So-
guys are not women. Menopause.
No, I'm saying,
No,
I'm saying,
30 years.
Well, we're just hoping then.
30 years.
what I'm saying is, my point are really, when you live in intention with purpose and energy, you'll find a way in some kind of way when you communicate it
Okay, but
and love.
let me back
So
to the point
I'm just saying.
miss this. I don't want you to miss this because we can say all of the spiritual things, but physically, what's happening when you get to a certain point,
right?
Your body is saying one thing, and you can exercise and pull all this. You have to address what physically the body is doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there is resources to address. We're going to have an episode on that. So what we're hearing you say that the younger woman is hitting that because they haven't got to that point, but they're coming down the road.
I ain't even give them that one.
Down that road, and I hear no communication is happening. It's just the fence is coming up. We're not talking about that. You know what I mean? We want to be satisfied. You know, I even talked to my brother, my family members, and they're males, and they say the same thing you say, Jay. They say the same thing you say, Fitz. You know what I mean? You still want to be pleased. You know what I mean? But don't hear the cry of your mate because they want to be pleased too. You know what I mean? They want to be pleased too. Don't think that's something that doesn't want to happen. That a woman doesn't want. They want to be pleased.
Well, that's why I say you got to communicate it. You're right. You got to be communicating. That's the key. Y'all got to be talking.
That's what we were talking about
and
earlier.
The woman, the woman has, things are going on. That's why I said about living with intention and purpose and energy. It's only saying that every day my life is for you. And so what's affecting me, affecting you. Yeah. So we're going to put it on the table. We're going to come up with a way. If we can come up with a way, but we got to manage it. But we got to talk about it so we can manage it so we can still make this thing work. Right. So that's what I'm saying about living with intention. Right. But if you put up that wall and you're not saying anything, then every time I'm rolling over, you're like, no, get back. I'm tired.
Some of that is because
I'm hot.
But some of that is because you're not probably invested enough to even do some research and find out what's going on.
Absolutely.
If a woman's a certain age, you don't have to ask her if she's going through menopause. You already know.
After the third tap.
Right?
But wouldn't it be unfair? But Celeste, wouldn't it be unfair to categorize every older woman when there are women that have dealt with it and women that are dealing with it, though, right?
Her body's a normal body. She's going through something.
She's going through
I'm saying at some point, but are you saying at some point it's not manageable for some women?
No,
this is what I'm saying.
It is.
So
notice that there's something going on, then it would be you as a partner to go.
First of all,
this is a seasoned woman.
Are we talking
or this
80?
Old woman?
Are we talking 80?
Y'all said that earlier.
Are we talking?
One second.
Are we talking like 50s?
1 second, guys. 1 second.
Yes,
Jay, finish your point, and then let's finish what she's saying because I don't want to miss what you were saying. So go ahead.
Right. No, I was just saying that point. My whole point I'm making is though you're absolutely right. Father Time is undefeated. So there's a come a time in life where our bodies change. It just happens with age. There's a small percentage of us that are still like us. We're in high school in our 70s, but we know that's not the majority. I'm just saying if it's being discussed with love and attention and you're trying to figure out a way to manage it and you're both saying, hey, this is an area that I know I need help with, or I need your patience with, I need your understanding, I need you, and we got to do our part too. You're right. We gotta, as that man, make sure we got our listening ears on and being in tune to the emotion of that seasoned woman, because it's very, very different with the younger woman because now, her body's changing and she's going through some changes right now. So that's a thing that affects her emotions and everything. Her self-esteem, all of those types of things are being affected. Just like if God forbid we end up with ED or, you know what I mean, it can't last but a minute or whatever, we need that understanding from somebody that decides they want to spend the rest of their life with us too. But it's got to be communicated. That's my whole point. If we're communicating it and we're trying to make it work, we can make it work. I just want to say for the record though, that there are a lot of older women out there that have a quality of life that are seasoned. I shouldn't say older, seasoned women that are mature, still have a quality of life that will, I mean, blow the socks off some of these young girls, half their ages. You know what I'm out here? And I give them much respect and a lot of props and shout out to all of them. And they know who they are, listening women out there that know who they are. So I just wanted to make sure I said that also in reference to my seasoned sisters.
Okay, thanks, Jay. Celeste, what did you want to say?
Oh, Jay asked what was the age, and believe it or not, you start menopause fairly early.
Yeah.
Like age.
Everybody's not affected by it. Could be late 40s. It could
There
be.
you go. Okay. We're just
But
asking.
everybody's not
Right.
affected in a way that it damage. It affects
Right.
their sexual ability.
Libido.
I mean,
Right. The libido still working.
Right.
Exactly. And it can be tempered by the way you treat us, by the way you
Right.
handle us, by the way you
Exactly. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so
Sensitivity.
just like you
Right.
got those books and you got that information for that young woman when you were younger, you need to do that for the older women too. You
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
agree.
I have to
I
agree with
agree.
that too.
Right.
because you could
And I agree
turn the book
wholeheartedly.
on if you want it.
Right.
Say
And
that
that's
again.
what I said. It's up to us to be very considerate of that
Yeah.
and,
Right.
and
I
conscious of that.
I think you all
For
have
real.
hit on some really valid points tonight, and I think overall this was really substantive. We hit on the young woman and the seasoned woman, and I appreciate the transparency. That was the biggest thing, the transparency. I think that Fitz, you brought to my attention that it's not just about the 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 outer appearance. I think it's the treatment. You know what I mean? It's the
Exactly.
treatment.
Yes. The
And
treatment.
I caught that in my ear, the treatment. And then listening to you, Jay, is the communication, you know what I mean, that breaks down somewhere. You know what I mean? And I think it's the difference of what's happening between the generations, how, that either disbands or either it's just not there anymore. You know what I mean? And that happens for the seasoned woman, and that happens for the younger woman.
Right.
So we all have our good qualities, and we all have qualities that we need to work on. So
Exactly.
I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. So just
I
in
did.
closing, let's just do a round table just to give your final thoughts on, what you thought about this episode, and let's close it out. Because it was awesome to me. Jay,
I thought. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. Hey, listen. Yeah, it
No,
was a great episode. I appreciate the topic, the conversation. As always, it's a lot of good information, and I appreciate just being on that porch again. This is where we keep it real down there, hot topics right here on the
that's right.
porch.
That's
So it was a
right.
lot of fun. No doubt, a lot of fun.
Fitz,
I really enjoyed it, Jay. Celeste, enjoyed you guys. Kim, I know you. Anyway, yeah, I did enjoy it, Kim. It was a good episode. I mean, hopefully we learned something.
yeah, that's
You know,
amazing.
Likewise, Fitz. Nice meeting
Yeah.
you too, brother.
Nice
Yes,
meeting you,
sir.
bro. Hope to see you again soon. Celeste as
Absolutely.
well.
Celeste.
Well, I thought it was interesting that I gave you guys the choice of either, and you both picked the younger woman, which was shocking to me because I thought that the reason why we picked either or was distinctive reasons, right? But it's not. We just, but that was interesting.
Honesty and
That was just-
transparency. Honesty and
Right.
transparency.
Yeah.
You're
It's
saying,
cool. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm
we're gonna,
put on my jeans and my my
No,
long
no, it ain't like that.
and my
Celeste.
tight skirt so I could be look a little younger.
Like I said, you get 5 years on that engine light. No, I'm just joking.
Okay.
Hey, but let me say this. Celeste, to your point, real quick. For me, I'm 58 years old, so anybody younger than me is a younger woman.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Well,
Ditto here.
I want to make it known.
Yeah.
it's a good tool for the women that are listening because you opened up my eyes on a lot of things. So
Yeah. So if you're under 58, you're a younger woman than me.
Okay,
So
well, I'm a
don't
younger
think
woman
my
than
statement
you,
means I'm
That's right.
going.
So he was talking about you.
That changed things a little bit, Celeste. That changed
Yeah,
things a
that
little
changed
bit.
things a little bit, yeah.
All right.
As
Smiling.
usual, we bring you the hottest topics. So, as Celeste always says, we're never here to offend. We're always here to, bring transparency. Again, welcome to Let's Chit Chat, sis. I am Kimmy.
And I'm your girl Celeste.
JB from NC.
Fits down in Richmond.
Yes, sir.
I should say lockdown in Richmond. I'm doing time, y'all. Baby.
Doing time.
Yeah.
Everybody have
It's on my book.
Y'all right, put on my books. Jay, y'all have a good one, Celeste. Love y'all.
Peace. Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. Much respect.
Know it.